Okay, so Lumetri color, and then let's do basic first. We can do up the exposure. We're gonna pull up our Lumetri scopes here just to make sure we're not clipping. That's clipping up there, 255. Yeah. Oh, you can't see shit. Hold on. I gotta make sure I'm streaming the right thing. Sorry. I mean, it might be like a little, it's not like super important. The process is important. So go here, make sure we're like not clipping too many values or any at all, ideally. I think they kind of reduce the contrast a little bit here just because that's just, there's not any like super blacks. Like look at that. That's like the darkest it gets really, is that guy's hair back there. So we can kind of match that with our contrast, I think. That's honestly pretty funny. We do have like the same guy, same spot. So just matching that, and then aside from that, I think this scene's a little warm. So let's take this like wall or this table as pure white. We can probably just click the color balance. So that's just white balance, and you just click wherever on your scene you want the white balance to be, which in this case. So yeah, so right here we have like perfect white balance in our reference image, right? So if we go to Lumetri color, it has this auto white balance feature. So once we have our exposure set, we can click on we can click on any white part of our scene that we know is supposed to be pure white. Usually you'd have some sort of reference thing to like color grade with, but for example, we have this patch on our arm here. So we'll click that, we know that's white, and then it sets that to white, and it automatically like does our color grading. So we have like all of that basically from just setting the exposure and the white balance. And it's not going to be perfect, and honestly I think that they have like sort of a cooler tone here. It's definitely like slightly tinted purple, I think. So just very, very slightly. Just because you can kind of tell from these white, like look at the white in the back here, it's sort of purple-ish. I think other than that though, like basically the auto white balance is going to do a really good job. And then aside from that, it does feel like this camera has some sort of red bias, which is to say like I think the reds are kind of like rolled off a little, but I don't remember how to like color select that exactly. I'll send it to you if I remember. There's a way to select that specific color, like a red value, and then like change it. It just feels like the reds are slightly like they're weird, right? Like look at her like top here and like here. I don't know. This is a very interesting thing that film does. I think this was either shot on an older camera or maybe like an ARRI. It feels very like ARRI, which is like a camera brand. And anyway, that, and then what else would I recommend? I don't think really it's really just a pretty basic like get back to neutral. I don't think it's a stylistic grade really at all. Aside from maybe the red values here, I can't see anything that really points out to me like they did this like crazy color grade, you know? So I think going from just that to this is already a big step in like the right direction. You can kind of see like the color profile like here. Here, let me make this a little more obvious. If I do this, which would be, hold on, if I do this, right, you can see the color profile. So this is what we're looking to match, right? Like look at these values, right? And then now look at our scene where it's like before, right? It's very different.
Yeah.
And then after you grade, it's gonna be a lot similar. Yeah. Yeah, so we're just like, you can see how the reds in this scene somewhat are like a little more like spread. Like you see,
how do you get that to show up?
that was window, and then you press Lumetri scopes, and this will just kind of help you have like more of a visual language for like how to match the coloring of the scene, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that will do most of the work. You might be able to like, I don't know if film like is gonna really do much though. If you have film convert, you might be able to put it on and just like mess with some of like you could turn the grain way down. You could probably mess with some of these presets to get like more like a more stylized look. But in terms of matching, actually, wait, hold on, that kind of helps. Yeah, that like clamps the reds a little bit. So like now we have a little more blurred like chroma. But yeah, I don't know. I would just if you have any film convert plugins or anything, you could play with it. I wouldn't recommend turning the grain up like that much at all though. It's very much a digital like picture, so you can kind of just get away with not doing that. But I think with a combination of what we did so far, I mean, we went from like one. We went from this to that. So I don't know. I think that's probably a good start.
Yeah, it is.
I hope that helps. So I'll send over the recording. Yeah, I'll see you. Bye.